everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Michelle here from Fine Natural Hair and Faith. And in today's video, which is actually I think going to be a fast one, we're going to try. What I'm going to do is be sharing with you the monthly routine that I am following based on several options of Janet Davies' hair regimen as a very thick hair natural. If you're new here, in the previous videos, which I'll link down below, I discussed how I will be doing this sort of hair growth challenge for 3 months following her regimen to the T. I'm not going to share the whole wash cycle process in this video because it was in detail in the previous video, which will be linked below. However, in this video, it's all about the style. It's all about the low manipulation, and it's all about length retention. So right now I have on a scarf because the style was already set, and in the clips that follow I'll show you how I did the style and everything. But today is literally me waking up, not just now but today, waking up, doing my hair, and this is how I go to bed with it. So the style is a twisted ponytail, basically putting your hair back in a ponytail and twisting and letting it be. It's so low manipulation, you're really not touching it at all. I don't even moisturize, and even when I touch it, it's still very, very moisturized. I can tell because the moisture is sealed and locked in when you twist. This is basically the style. See how loose that is? How I went to sleep, but this is what's in my hair, holding this ponytail together the entire time. But at night, you don't want to cause any stress on your strands. So my hair looks really tiny. That's because there's a lot of shrinkage going on. But all I'm gonna do to refresh is add a little bit more gel to my edges. And I know some people don't like to use gel, but really gel is not, there's no problem with gel. There really isn't. As long as you're using a good leave-in conditioner underneath, as well as a nice sealant, you do not have to worry about it. And because this hairstyle is so low manipulation, this is why I don't have to run my fingers through my hair or comb or anything. All I'm gonna do is add this scrunchie, and then that's it. Like, this style could last a whole month. It will last a whole month. All I have to do is just retouch up the edges. Sometimes I'll define them, sometimes I won't. It really does not matter. I'm home most of the time anyway. So this is what it's looking like. And by the way, this is day 5. So my edges were actually pretty smooth before I even laid anything down. Now, stay tuned for all the clips on how I set the style. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. Keep watching.
The products I'll be using include Mineral Naturals leave-in conditioner, their extra strength hair strengthening oil, and this gel from Eco Styler, the olive oil. So I'm working on freshly washed hair here. As you can see, with my hair being freshly washed, deep conditioned, I don't have a lot of shrinkage. I really don't get as much shrinkage until my hair starts to dry. But anyway, I'm going to work the leave-in conditioner all throughout my hair. Now, when this leave-in conditioner says it's ultimate moisture, yes ma'am, yes sir, it is. So I'm working it all throughout my hair, and then what I'm going to do is split my hair into 4 sections, because as my hair is waiting to be molded into that ponytail, I do need to make sure that the moisture is locked in. So I'm working it through a little bit more leave-in, and then I'm going to follow this leave-in up with the oil to seal it all in. Now, the extra strength hair oil really has a lot of herbs in it that helps to strengthen the hair. I know in the previous video I was using it on dry hair, but here's the thing. When you have these oils that penetrate the hair, you don't always have to use them on wet hair. Now, granted, it's a different purpose. So when you're using an oil to seal your hair, that oil is bonding to your hair shaft. But when you're using an oil like this that has all these different herbs in it, those herbs are also penetrating the hair shaft even when the hair is dry. Now, it's very similar to when, let's say, when you get a pre-poo. When you do a pre-poo, what do? You apply oil to dry hair. And the reason for that, regardless of porosity, is that certain oils do penetrate the hair shaft regardless if your hair is wet or dry. An example is coconut oil. Coconut oil and olive oil, for example, these 2 oils penetrate the hair shaft because the molecules are small enough to do so. Anyway, back to the style. So now what I'm doing is I'm just twisting up the section so that the oil and the leave-in conditioner can just sort of like set and bond into my hair. So for the sake of time, we're going to just speed this all up. And as you can see, all I'm doing is I've worked all of the product in through each section of my hair, and now I'm twisting and I'm going back in to each section individually and sealing and twisting it up. Oh, one thing to note, I lose very little hair. I'm noticing I lose very little hair on wash day now. Look at this. Not much at all. And this is just working through my hair so that I can set the style. I lost obviously a little bit of more hair in the beginning, but you know, that was during the wash cycle and that wasn't much at all either. Now I'm just going in with my rat tail comb just to straighten up this part. I do pretty much have a permanent part in the center of my head. It's not perfectly straight, but I'm going to work on this and just make this part much straighter since this style has to last me for 2 weeks. Next step is to go in with the gel, and I'm not working the gel throughout my entire head. I'm really just focusing the gel on the front section of my hair. This could actually be a really cute wash and go, but of course, you know, we are dealing with trying to keep the hair stretched while it is pulled back in this low manipulation hairstyle. And I'm just going to take this rat tail comb. I'm not working it through my hair. I'm just using it to smooth the front of my hair. I don't lose any hair at all whatsoever by doing that. Once I have done that, as you can see, I'm just working my fingers through the rest of my hair, smoothing it all down because this bad boy is going back. So we're going to speed this up again. And I just wanted to also commentate that I use my fingers to do most of my smoothing. Even when I get to the back of my head, I don't use this comb. The comb is strictly for smoothing the very front section, but as you can see, I am using my fingers most of the way. Now I'm going to go on with this silk scrunchie from Mineral Naturals also, and I am going to secure my ponytail. Look at how I got a little hang time, y'all. Yep, I got me some hang time. But yeah, it's gonna shrink up as y'all can see from the earlier part of the video. But I just put this in, I make sure that it's really snug, not super tight, but snug enough to hold my hair, you know, because all of this is about to be twisted. So there's really no rhyme or reason as to how I twist the hair that's in this ponytail. The only thing I will say is you don't want to make the sections too large, because if the twists are too large, one, they'll unravel, and two, they will start to look a little bit bushy over time. So I start out with a smaller twist. I do get a little bit bigger as I twist, but for the most part, I try to keep the sections close to being the same size. And I also try to make sure that where I separate, I'm separating it completely from where that scrunchie makes contact all the way, you know, so that it's even all the way down the length of the twist. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm going in with a little bit more oil on the section before I twist. Now we're going to go in with the super speed up because y'all don't need to see me twist this whole thing. And it does take me quite a while to twist it because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to twisting these twists in this ponytail. But this is the accelerated view. As you can see, I'm adding oil to each section of hair before I twist. Now that she's done, I'm making sure that everything is nice and smooth. As you can see, I got a little hang time on these twists in the ponytail, and I'm just going to tighten that up a bit. Now I noticed Janice, she removes her scrunchie and puts it back in. I don't have a need to do that. I don't have as much hair as her. So I'm just making sure that it's snug, it's tight. I have a little residue from the leave-in conditioner, but that's okay. It will dry and turn clear overnight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I'm just going to like smooth my edges a little bit, nothing special. I don't do a whole bunch when it comes to like my edges because they don't stay anyway, to be honest, no matter what the hold level is. Once I go to sleep and once I tie my hair down, I get those little crinkles, and you've probably noticed that in the beginning. But yeah, I just do a nice little smoothing here. If I'm going out and I want it to be just a little bit more polished, when I wake up, I will kind of re-smooth and sculpt the edges. But as you can see, this is just for for the video. But once I show you guys how like I go to bed and I refresh and everything. I don't bother with doing the edges again. If I do, I just do like I did at the beginning of the video, and I will smooth it all back with a little bit more gel, but I don't bother with like creating these little like scalloped edges. It's really just not necessary, not for the style. The whole point of the low manipulation style is to be low manipulation so you can retain as much length as possible. So this is it, nice and sleek and smooth and definitely drying. And now it's time for me to put on my scarf. So I'll put on my scarf, tie down my hair, and that's really all she wrote. Stay tuned for one more commentary.
So much shrinkage. But it's okay. I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna band these just for a short period of time, just to give them a little bit of stretch, but it's okay. This is how it looks. The waves is coming out. That is all.